Years had passed. The land was quiet. The ark remained in Kiriath Jearim, and Samuel grew old. He judged Israel with wisdom, traveling from town to town, always returning to Ramah. But even the best of men grew weary, and the people began to murmur, not against Samuel, but against the order of God.
We want to be like the nations. We want a king.
Samuel appointed his sons as judges, but they did not walk in his ways. They took bribes, distorted justice, and dragged the name of the Lord through dust. The people, frustrated and disillusioned, gathered with one voice, not of worship, but of demand. They came to Ramah not with offerings, but with ultimatums, and with them came a shadow, the seed of rebellion wrapped in reason.
You are old, and your sons do not walk in your ways. Appoint for us a king to judge us like all the other nations.
Samuel stood still, words lodged in his throat. Their request wasn't just practical, it was spiritual mutiny. They had not just turned from tradition, they had turned from the Lord. That night, Samuel did not sleep. He walked the hills above Ramah, heart trembling. The stars watched in silence as he poured out his soul before God, not pleading for his position, but grieving for their rebellion. And the Lord answered, not with wrath, but sorrow. Listen to the people in all that they say to you. For it is not you they have rejected, but me as their king. From the day I brought them up from Egypt until now, they have forsaken me, serving other gods. So they are doing to you? The words struck like thunder in Samuel's chest. Now listen to them, but solemnly warn them, and show them the ways of the king who shall reign over them. So Samuel returned, and in the cool morning air, he gathered the people, not to rebuke, but to reveal.
This is what the king will do. He will take your sons for his chariots, your daughters for his kitchens, your fields, your vineyards, your servants. You will cry out, but the Lord will not answer you on that day.
No, we want a king over us. Then we will be like other nations, with a king to lead us and fight our battles.
Samuel stood still. Their voices were loud, but their hearts were hollow. They did not want a covenant. They wanted comfort. They did not seek holiness. They sought hierarchy. And then the Lord spoke again, quietly, almost sadly. Give them a king. Samuel lowered his head. The people cheered. And somewhere in the distance, a ram bleated, lost, unnoticed, wandering alone. Not far from Ramah, in the land of Benjamin, a man searched for donkeys. His name was Saul, son of Kish, tall, striking, the kind of man people notice before he speaks. But Saul was not seeking greatness. He was seeking lost livestock. He wandered from town to town, across dusty hills and vineyards. And when hope ran dry, his servant suggested a prophet, a man of God who could see beyond what eyes could find.
Let us go to the seer. Perhaps he can tell us the way.
But God had already told Samuel, tomorrow I will send you a man from Benjamin. Anoint him ruler over my people. He will deliver them from the Philistines. And so, in a quiet moment, destiny collided with simplicity. A prince without a crown met a prophet without an army. When Saul arrived, Samuel greeted him, not as a stranger, but as a chosen one.
Go up ahead of me to the high place. For today you shall dine with me, and tomorrow I will tell you all that is in your heart.
Saul blinked, unsure. He had come to find donkeys. Instead, he was being led toward a mountain, a table, and a calling too large for his shoulders. But the path was not his to shape. He followed, not because he believed, but because something in Samuel's voice stirred a question too holy to ignore. At dawn, Samuel took a flask of oil and led Saul to the edge of the town. The air was still. No horns, no crowds, only two men and the whisper of eternity. Without preamble, the prophet poured oil upon Saul's head. It glistened down his brow like sunlight breaking stone.
Has not the Lord anointed you ruler over his inheritance?
Then Samuel spoke of signs.
Today you will meet two men by Rachel's tomb. They will tell you the donkeys are found. Then 3 men with bread and wine. And then you will meet a band of prophets. And the Spirit of the Lord will come upon you in power, and you will be changed into another man.
Saul listened, silent, and as he turned to leave, something unseen shifted. A breeze stirred the olive branches. Heaven leaned closer, and it was so. As Saul walked, each sign unfolded like pages of a divine scroll. And when the prophets came, singing with lyres and tambourines, Saul felt fire in his bones. He prophesied with them. The Spirit came, not just to visit, but to remain. And all who saw him were amazed.
Is Saul also among the prophets?
Samuel gathered all the tribes at Mizpah. The people came, eager, restless, ready to see a crown. But the prophet did not rush. He cast lots. First the tribe of Benjamin, then the clan of Matri, and finally Saul, son of Kish. But Saul was nowhere to be found. They searched, through the tents, through the baggage, and there, hiding among the supplies, they found him.
See the man the Lord has chosen. There is none like him among all the people.
The people shouted in joy, "Long live the king." But Samuel did not smile. He took up a scroll. His voice turned solemn, like thunder before rain.
This is the law of the king. He will take it. He will command. He will rule. And you, my people, must remember. It is the Lord who rules above all kings.
And Samuel wrote the rights and duties of kingship on a scroll and laid it before the Lord. The crown had been given. The cheers had risen, but the cost was still unknown. Saul returned home in silence. He was king, but unsure. The people feasted, but the prophet wept. Night fell over Mizpah. The feast had ended. The fires dimmed. Saul lay awake in his father's house, the weight of a crown pressing on a heart still unsure. But far away, another man did not sleep. Samuel knelt before the altar at Ramah. His beard touched the stones. The scroll of kingship lay open beside him, ink still fresh, words still heavy. He did not cry for power loss. He cried for what was lost in the people's hearts.
They have not rejected me, Lord, but you.
But heaven was silent. The wind whispered through the olive trees. Ramah slept, but Samuel remained still. A prophet without a throne, a voice that still burned. He would anoint kings. He would rebuke nations. But tonight, he grieved for a people who chose to trade the unseen glory of God for a crown they could touch.
Speak, Lord, for your servant still listens.
Thank you for joining us on this journey of faith. If you believe these Bible stories can touch hearts, please leave a kind comment, and share this video with your loved ones. Don't forget to subscribe to Bible Adventures, where we bring God's Word to life through epic, heartfelt animations for kids and families alike. May you and your family always walk in God's blessings and peace.